So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pete W here for comms on the Stewart division of the Full Gas Racing League season finale. It is tonight the final round of the league, and it will be held at the one, the only, the legendary Spa-Francorchamps, the longest track on the Formula 1 calendar at over 7 kilometres in length. As always, it's going to be a short 18-minute qualifying followed by a 50% race, which here at Spa is 22 laps. It is going to be mixed weather conditions, so the key here is going to be having that set up so that you kind of needing to know, is the race going to be more dry, more wet? If so, how much more downforce is needed? As we all know, tyre pressures is another thing. Wet weather requiring lower tyre pressures so that you can get around the corners and still get through the standing water. But a different finesse is required in these conditions. I know drivers, especially myself, I love the wet because of traction settings. Can be very difficult for those. Like the great Ed Senna once said, it puts the cars on equal level. Obviously in this league we run equal performance, but it allows the drivers to stand out. So going into the last round, we have got one of the closest battles I've ever seen for the championship. Just 1 point separating Studi in the Alpine and Temper in the McLaren, and things are hotting up in the constructors as well. Let's take a look at those. Just 11, sorry, oh no, just 13 points separating Alpine and Red Bull in the constructors. We also got a kind of battle between the Williams and the Haas drivers. We've got 2 drivers for each team tonight, Amph and Rotti for Haas, and Williams got Nick and Cosmic racing for them. So let's see, will we see some changes in the constructors? I think it's fair to say McLaren have won the constructors 113 points ahead. I think that was probably sealed at Singapore last week, but some very interesting battles to go on. We will be more so focusing on the Drivers' Championship. This is an individual competition, so would it be Studi or would it be Temper? Last week at Singapore we saw Temper take 22 points, so I'm going to say that would have been 5th, and Studi taking 30 points, 2nd. I do see there were 2 drivers with 30 points from Singapore last week, so that's a bit surprising, but yes, we will see what happens. We've got 18 minutes of qualifying coming right up here at the legendary Spa. I personally love this track. Starting off dry weather for the quali. We've got 12 drivers, 6 constructors, or 7 or 8, I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 constructors, and what promises to be a very interesting qualifying session here. As said, 18 minutes. As commentators, we don't know what the qualifying session is looking like. If it's going to be a completely dry quali session, or if it is going to be rain later on. We know we're starting dry, so we will see what happens and take it from there. Now Spa, I mean, it's such a mixture. Sector 2 requiring a lot of downforce, good precision, but sectors 1 and 3 flat out just pumping the throttle, and even in the wet that's going to be the same. So it really is going to be such a fine tune, because one thing I've found, those that sacrifice top speed in sectors 1 and 3 obliterate section 2. So we will see. Now we have got one driver out on the track already. That is Rotti in the Haas. So we will sit on board with Rotti and take it from there. Let's see what the young man can do. We also have Nick Kennedy in the Williams just coming on track. Now for me, I don't know what it is about the track. I just love Eau Rouge and Radion. It's seldom you get to take a corner at 190 miles an hour, and when you just nail it, it's just like, yes, come on. Now that corner there as well that Rotti just taken, love it, because it really does separate the boys from the men who can smash it, just go full throttle and keep it within limits, compared to those that need to come off the throttle either during the corner or before. I personally come off before ever so slightly and then try and get through the corner full throttle, obviously exit speed being more important than entry speed. So we have now got Rotti coming up to the final few corners. And here we go with the first flying lap. Cosmic has retired. I'm presuming this looks like Cosmic retired in Sector 2. Just after Le Coms. And so the Cosmic will be starting at the back of the grid. As we head through Radion and Eau Rouge. Lovely line there by Rotti. Now heading down, really utilising his ERS in Sector 1, and I think that is key. You don't want to hold back in this sector, and a 31.448. I've also got Nick Kennedy just coming through now. What a Williams driver be doing? Is he going to go purple as well? 31.3, so just about a tenth in it. Oh, but Rotti has invalidated, so let's stick on board with Nick Kennedy because he will be the next driver, the first driver to set a fine lap. He's already down to 40% ERS, so he has utilised a lot of it down the Kennel Straight. Coming there through turn 10 very nicely, nice smooth line as we come down towards turn 12. Poulon and up to campus, and that's going to be for Sector 2. What are we looking at? Around about the 111, I'd say. Just a bit off, sorry, got the line there for that wrong, but 116.3 coming through Sector 2 for Nick. I'm sure Rotti will be going again, or is he going to come into pit? See, the thing is with this track, you really have to utilise your ERS well, but also your tyre wear is going to be quite extreme. And coming down towards the final hairpin, and it's going to be a 145.629 for the Williams driver. Now let's have a look who else have we got. We've got Notorious out on. Now Notorious, having seen him in Friday's League, very fast driver. What are we looking at here? 31 flat, which is a purple, and still 50-60% battery, sweeping through the lefts and rights of Sector 2, heading down towards Bruxelles. And Stewart going at 143.116. Wow, that is an obliterating time there from the Alpine driver. Wow. Staying on board with Notorious. What can Notorious do here through Sector 2? Can he match the pace of Stewart? Now, interestingly enough, Stewart and Tempo, the championship rivals, 144.4 for Tempo, so he's 1.3 seconds behind Stewart in the Alpine. That is going to be quite a bit to catch up. Now, Notorious 73% and a 114 going through Sector 2. This should be a decent lap. Where is this going to put the McLaren driver? Is it going to knock his teammate further down the grid? As it comes through to the final chicane. And we are looking at a 1:42. 6:57. Wow, what a lap there. We've got the Alpine behind of, sorry, not the Alpine, the Haas of Rotti, a 1:46 flat, so that is good enough right now for 6th place, but I'm sure that will change. We've got Nick coming through sector 2 and Amph coming through sector 3. We're going to stay on board with Amph in the Haas. I remember this young man from last week had some serious pace around Singapore. Let's see, can he match it? I think he's considering this a warm-up lap because he hasn't used any ERS. So I think he's doing 2 warm-up laps and then his flying lap. So, cool, good luck to him. So, but will this come in? It's still going to come in at a decent time compared to others. We'll see what he can do through sector 1. Let's sit on board with Nick in the Mercedes. Has invalidated, and he's going to try and reverse into the pits, but could that get him a DSQ? Is it worth it? I think he thought better of it, and I think that's a sensible idea. Just get back around to the pits rather than being DSQ'd. So let's sit on board with Amph. He is on a lap. 31 flat. Now that was on par with Notorious and similar ERS levels. So what can the Haas driver do through sector 2? Can he put a bit of a bump into the Antempers Championship fight? Thought that was going to be a wide line there as we came through turn 11, but as we head down through Puyon, flat out on the throttle and coming around campus down towards Davolo. Oh, really good control of the throttle there. Now he's 2.6 seconds up on his previous lap. He needs 5.5 seconds, so I'm guessing he was really easing through sector 3 because he shows a good pace in sector 1. He didn't go purple in sector 2, but what can Amph in the Haas produce here? Coming through with 37% battery left, so still, and he spun it out of the last corner. He spun it out of the last corner. It was looking such a promising lap there for the Haas driver, but it's not going to be an improvement. It is not going to be an improvement. So we've got Big D. He's coming through sector 3 now. Let's sit on board with Big D. Very good race in the standard division last week for Big D. Narrowly missing out on a podium, but coming through the last couple of turns, very aggressive lines by the drivers being taken, but very good lines as well. And it's going to be a 1:43.2. This separate just a tenth of a second behind Studi. And we've got Amph. Is Amph going for another lap? No, he is not. Temper is on a lap. What is Temper going to be able to produce here? I think he is doing well. There must have been some issue there because he's 1.7 behind his previous lap, so I don't think this is going to be a fast lap. Let's sit on board with Misfit. Misfit is in sector 1. He's just started his flying lap. The Aston Martin driver who will be going reserve from next season, but what can Misfit produce here? 31.3. So just 3 tenths behind the top runners at the moment. Sweeping through sector 2. Oh, that was close to an invalidation. The track limits here can be pretty intense, especially around the fast swinging corners. So we've just received an update from Cosmic. He wants to give himself a challenge of last first, so he's got some confidence there. Now Misfit has spun out. Amph, is he going? Nope, he does not looking to improve on that time, maybe running out of fuel. Temper, where is Temper? Would he be going for another lap? He's gone pretty deep there. He's not going for another lap. Neither will Big D because he has invalidated. So we've got Studi on an outlap. We've got Nick Kennedy on an outlap and about to start a fast lap. So let's sit on board with Nick. Let's see if he can go any faster. Currently sitting in 6th with a 1:45.629. As we head down to Radion and Eau Rouge. Already used over half his battery. He's going to need a good exit here. Around the 190 mark, not too bad. Heading down, already obliterated battery, just 10% left. What can the Williams driver produce in just a tenth up on his time currently of 31.229? Now, is he going to harvest through sector 2? Not much harvesting going on. And a lovely line there through turn 10. Coming down to the fast right-hander. Sorry, left-hander. On the throttle, full on the throttle. What is Nick going to produce here through sector 2? Is he going to be up on his previous time? Quarter of a second up. So this could see him in striking distance of Convicted Wolf, but he has very few reserves in terms of ERS, and it is not, the last bit of your battery really does not hit well. So can Nick improve on his time is the question. It was some decent lines there into sector 3, but can the Williams driver improve on his position? He does improve on his position, but I got my timings wrong in that he was 1.2 behind Convicted Wolf rather than 0.2. So he was half a second up on his time there. However, and we've got Rotty Realty really struggling here. But we've got Misfit 15 seconds up apparently on his best time. So this could bring him around the 146 range. I remember Misfit spun out the last corner. So let's see. What is the Aston Martin driver able to do? But he's still got 57% battery, so it really doesn't feel like he's given his all to this lap, and that's going to come in at a 144.438, which is good enough for 6th right now. But has he got enough in the tank to go again? That is the question. Now we've got Nick as well on the lap. Nick is in sector 1. We've got Notorious in sector 2, but he's invalidated. Stewart is 75 thousandths up on his time. Now he needs to find half a second on Notorious. Notorious has set an insane first flying lap of 142.6. That is just wow. So what can Stewart do here? He's got 7 tenths on his championship rival Temper. And Stewart has decided to pit, so he's thinking, I'm probably not going to increase enough. I'm going to get back in, get one more set of tyres, and go for it. Where is Temper? So Temper is going again. Where is the McLaren driver going to end up? A 10th up on his time. He needs to find 7 tenths to be in contention. What can the McLaren driver pull out over these next couple sectors? We'll find out. Nice line, good exit speed. And there is a Haas getting out of the way there. What can Temper produce? Locking up a little bit, but still 2 tenths up. This won't improve his position. Excuse me, but it will increase his security on 4th. Just 1 row behind his championship rival, Stewart. I think if we're going to be seeing drivers come out, they're going to be coming out next 15 seconds because this is a long lap. What has Temper done? 3 tenths up, not enough to improve on his position, but is he going again? It looks like he's he's harvesting. He is harvesting. So Amph has improved. 144.108. Convicted Wolf is on a flying lap. Let's have a watch. No, it looks like convicted is harvesting. So let's set on board with Misfit. What can Misfit produce here? Just a tenth behind, not even a tenth behind convicted. Wolf, what can Misfit produce here? Sixth, half a second up. So we've got temper in fifth. Nick has gone fourth for a 1:43.315. We've got temper harvesting to go for one more lap, and his teammate Notorious right behind. Dirt now. Question being here. Both of them are going to be on fast laps, and we don't want one or the other to get in the way, but they're both about to start fast laps here. Notorious B is currently faster. Temper, what is he doing? Has he just invalidated? No, he hasn't, because that last corner invalidation can be the bitch in doing both laps. So heading down the long back straight. Not an improvement on his first sector time. Nice aggressive line there through turn 5. Little lock up there, that's going to cost him time. A Red Bull driver convicted Wolf abandoning his attempt. Where is Stewart? Where is Stewart? Stewart is in sector 2. Big D has Nick is in the pit, so let's sit on board with temper. How is Notorious doing? Has Notorious improved? I don't know, but he is currently sitting on pole and he is losing his teammates, so as we come around the final corner for Temper, Notorious setting an even better first time, but Temper taking 5th. What about Big D? He's a 10th up on his time. He needs to find another attempt to trump Studi, but this is going to be close between the Red Bull driver and the Alpine, and with 50% battery left, could Big D have done more? Oh well, he's already, he's massively down. I think he abandoned his attempt, but that is that for qualifying. So let's run down the drivers. So, Notorious taking pole here, Studi in 2nd, Big D in 3rd, Nick in 4th, Temper 3 places behind his championship rival in 5th, Convicted Wolf in 6th, Amp in 7th, Misfit 8th, Nick Kennedy 9th, Tim Man 10th, Rotti 11th, and Cosmic deciding he wants to try to do a last to first challenge, starting in 12th. Let's see if he can. Let's see if he can upset the league leaders and come through and take this. We will shortly be getting going with the race. We are going to have a 5-minute break before we get going. I hope anyone who is watching is enjoying the stream. If you are, please do give me a subscribe. Please do give me a thumbs up. It is all much appreciated. I'm going to get the stream and see if we've got any comments. I don't think we have. And it's going to be a rain start. Okay. Rain start and 22 laps of Spa coming right up. if there are any drivers watching with the kind of forecasts, please feel free to let me know. Always handy to know if we're looking at a majority wet race or a majority dry race. Ready here for the showdown. The championship showdown between Stewart and Temper at Spa-Francorchamps for Season 2 of Full Gas Racing's league. In the Stewart division, my apologies, I do keep getting the divisions mixed up. But yes, in the Stewart division, a division I will be racing in from next year. I'm really looking forward to it. Some good competition. Not that I'm going to be towards the front end of it, but some really good competition. So, want to thank everyone for their support in my streams and giving me a follow. I've noticed since I started streaming a week ago, I've had 8 people sign up to my stream. I know I stream some of my own races as well, but thank you all for your follows. It does mean the world. It's something I'm getting back into and love doing. And like I've always said, I'm more of the Murray Walker of racing than the Michael Schumacher of racing. You won't catch me winning a title anytime soon in the league, but you will catch me giving amazing comms, I hope, and some great action, a little bit of info. Obviously, we're definitely not hoping for a start like the 1998 season, when we had, I think it was 9 cars smash and tumble in wet conditions around, well, just between Turn 1 and Radion. So David Coulthard losing control and taking out half a dozen cars in his McLaren Mercedes, which encompasses 4 cars today, both McLaren and Mercedes. McLaren being powered by Mercedes, but also the Mercedes Works team. But we have seen some amazing overtakes. I mean, I just think back to the amount of times I've seen, like, for example, Charles Leclerc around the outside of Lewis Hamilton after Radion. Vettel up the inside, Mika Häkkinen's very brave move on Michael Schumacher back in the 90s when there was an overlapped car. Michael Schumacher went to the race line, Mika Häkkinen went to the inside and got the move done. Kimi Räikkönen going full on through the clouds at the top of at the top of the source. Just some amazing moves, and I'm sure we're going to see some great moves here. Now, obviously, with the new game and the new regulations, it's only 1 lap of racing before DRS is activated, and on a track like this, DRS along that back straight, the camel straight, is going to be worth a good amount. I think at least like half a second if you're running a low downforce setting compared to someone who might be running a higher downforce setting. So yeah, we will shortly be getting going with that. What's going to be great actually, obviously in the rain there's not going to be any DRS. Changing conditions, drivers are going to want to make sure they're not having to double stack, which could see teammates like Temper, Notorious battling, because if, like, they've all got, from what I'm seeing, they've got a similar pace, and Temper starting in 5th, Notorious in 1st in the McLaren. Temper is not going to want to lose that opportunity to battle his championship rival Studi simply because of having to sit back and wait for his teammate to pit. So let's see how this race unfolds. We are now getting going with the formation lap, but let's hope for a really good battle here between Studi and between Temper. 1 point, literally 1 point separating the two drivers. It could not be any closer. So let's aim. So I'm presuming all drivers here will be on Inters. Yep, standard. Let's get it. I don't want any information right now. But I also don't want to be on the car. Car's being quite loud today. I'm just going to get myself a drink sorted whilst we do this. Drivers keeping decent pace here. I mean, I know on the game we are supposed to keep within 10 car lengths of each of the cars on the warm-up laps, so it's good that most of the cars are. I really don't like it when one of the cars from the front, you know, heads towards the back to make sure their tyres aren't calling for too long. But here we go. I want to start on board with Big D in the Red Bull, who's starting right behind our championship leader, Stewart and Notorious. As the last of the drivers come around, we're going to sit on board with the Red Bull driver, and we are lights out here for the final round of the Stewart division of the Full Gas Racing League, and we are go! Here at Spa-Francorchamps, a decent getaway there from the first three drivers. And is it looking like... No, Big D holds off there, but he's got... No changes there apart from one Rotty losing out to Tin Man through that first corner. The Red Bull of Convicted Wolf running a bit wide, and Temper down to 6, Temper down to 6, Studi in second. Let's see, is Misfit about to get a move done on Temper as well? Nope, he thinks better of it, and Wise the loser. But Temper running a little bit wide there. However, Temper really harvesting here, and I don't know, he can't afford to be doing that right now. He's just lost the track position to Convicted Wolf. He needs to not so much worry, I think, in my opinion, needs to not be worrying about harvesting and making a move up the field. He's already over a second behind Temper. He's really struggling in these conditions. Wet weather clearly not suiting Temper. We sit all over the back of Temper. Is he going to look for a move into the inside? He does not. But going forward, Temper does need to get a crack on. The top three starting to pull away from Nick. Nick a second behind and Convicted Wolf closing in. Cosmic 2 seconds behind already. Does the Williams driver have damage? I wonder. I want to check his... He does. He's got end plate damage. Is the Williams driver going to be pitting? Let's see. Cosmic, who wanted to do a last to first. Is he going to be pitting on that one for a new front wing? He stays out, but this is going to severely compromise his race. And Williams' possibility of coming second in the Constructors. Now... coming down straight through La Source and ready on. And we've got Big D all over the back of Sturdy. Sturdy is saving. They're both saving. Are we going to be going 3 wide into the end of the Camel Tower straight? No, we are not. But Sturdy and Notorious wheel to wheel. Wow. Sturdy still having the inside line, but Notorious holding it together. Wow. I mean... oh, Studi already going to be having to save, and Temper down to 7, Temper down to really struggling with these conditions. I am hoping that the setup that he has picked is one for dry weather and that it is coming soon. But right now, the McLaren driver is seriously struggling here and losing out on that possibility on the championship. So on board Nick really closing up, but Notorious starting to put out a bit of a lead here. Notorious definitely running higher wing settings because his gap that he's increased in Sector 2 being quite monumental. Nearly a second up. on the Alpine of Sturdy. And a very aggressive line there from Nick. Was that I'm saving a spin? We can't be sure, but Big D definitely having more speed through the straight than Nick was. The question being, how much does Stewart need to save? Is he banking on a safety car? Because once the weather goes dry, his fuel usage is going to go through the roof. And if we compare, I'm going to sit on board with Notorious for his speed outside the camera. Oh, Sturdy getting a bit out of shape there. So let's sit on board with Big D behind Stewart. Now Big D in third is coming out about 175. When we're going to be going full on racing in the dry, this is going to be like 195. And Big D getting that move done on Stewart. Temper still down in 7th. And Notorious now playing out a lead, but Big D making that move down the camel straight into 2nd for the Red Bull team. We've got Amph also closing up on Temper. Temper really struggling in these conditions. This does not seem to be the McLaren driver's track of choice. But the weather does look like it's drying up. It looks like it's easing off. So does that mean soon we're going to be seeing cars pitting? And if we are, Temper is far enough behind his teammate to not have to double stack. He's already 8 seconds behind after 3 laps, and I can only see that increasing. Maybe this weather is drying up and we're going to very shortly see us turn into dry conditions, which Temper, based on how much he's struggling, has set his car up for. But he's still got fuel saving to do, so banking on that safety car. My apologies, that's Amph. Temper is not needing to fuel save. Stewart, let's see what other cars are fuel saving. Just 2. I think it is just 2, yeah. Just Stewart and Amph needing to fuel save. But it is all Big D. I mean, this weather is drying up. I'm sorry, the rain is drying up monumentally. We're 2 seconds up on the last lap, and this for me is going to be, by lap 6 we're going to be dry. I would be surprised if DRS is not enabled next lap, because this track is drying up, and it's drying up quickly. And what a beautiful line there by Big D through Radeon. Notorious has got a good amount of ERS behind him, but Big D has got the slipstream. Temper withstanding big pressure here from Amph. Nick Kennedy closing in as well. Let's have a look at the position changes. So we've got Misfit up 2 places, Temper down 2. Those are the big changes. Most drivers holding position. Big D up 1, Stewart down 1, Convicted Wolf up 1, Amph down 1, Rotty up 1, and Tin Man down 1. But Cosmic still keeping with them. I think he is banking on getting that front wing changed and then progressing. He did say he was doing the first challenge, and I'm guessing that means he thinks he's gonna be shit hot in the wet, in the dry, but he's gonna need a front wing change because he is missing his end plate. And if you're doing the first challenge, you believe you have that pace for pole. You're not doing it if you're thinking you're qualifying 5th. So let's see. Big D and Notorious side by side going through. Wow. Now my question, are they going to pit now? I would. I think by the next lap, dries will be the optimum choice. I personally would have pitted there. I would have pitted. We will see. Misfit, Amph pitting. This is going to, and we've also got Rotty pitting. Are the Hasses double stacking? That was my question. I'm wondering, DRS enabled, I called it, thank you. Wow, are the Hasses double stacking? Just double stacking, but This could really throw it in what tyres have been chosen. Let's have a look. Misfit, Amph and Rotty all going on hard. Cosmic going on mediums. That is a gamble. The mediums are not lasting 17 laps around here, so I guess he's thinking medium softs. But could this open the door for Misfit? Misfit is coming through sector 2 right now. He is catching up on Tin Man. Big D did get past Notorious. Temper. "12 seconds behind his teammates, so he will not have to double that, but he has got a mountain to climb to his championship rival, who is just he's got 11 seconds to find. Notorious around the outside? No. Thinks better of it. I'm sure all of these drivers will now be pitted, so I want to set a board from Nifty. Let's see, what can the Aston Martin driver do? I would not be surprised here. He's about, in my eyes, 22 seconds behind, well, he's 23 seconds behind, but closing every moment on these hard tyres. I think he's going to come out in about third. Some drivers choosing mediums. I don't see the mediums lasting 16 laps. I think that's going to be a bad decision here. Whereas I'm curious to see what Misfit's undercut was on there, because he is getting past drivers he wouldn't have. Misfit is now in 5th. He's ahead of Convicted Wolf. His hards are warmed. Studi in 3rd. Temper has gone hard. So he's going the distance without a doubt. Notorious easily sliding past Big D. Now DRS has been enabled. This are going to be some easy moves down the Kemmel Straight. Question is, Temper is 12 seconds behind Studi, and in my eyes a pit stop here is about, well, let's do the math, about 17 seconds, 18 seconds. So Temper needs to be on it. He needs to make sure his setup is working for him, otherwise his championship is lost. Now gaps. The battle for first is hotting up like shit. Like, this is insane. A second separating the top 3. 2.5 seconds back to Nick in the Mercedes, and then Misfit, who undercut so many drivers. I think Misfit undercut 3 drivers by pitting the lap earlier. That was a very smart move from the Aston Martin driver. And whilst the hards may go the distance, the mediums will not. It's worth that try. Studi now fuel safe, not needing fuel safe anymore, but he's close. It's on off. He is banking on that safety car, I think. He's banking on that safety car to get in and get those mediums. But with 12 drivers in the field, is that going to be likely? I'm not sure. Now, let's have a look at that fastest lap. So, I mean, we're going to be seeing fastest lap from the guys ahead in the meantime, but I think Studi will have an easy move here on Big D. He's got the line. Notorious is already 2 seconds ahead. The McLaren driver really putting out all the stops. Convicted Wolf getting past Misfit. The DRS down this track is so powerful through the Kemmel Straight. It really is. Even with low downforce settings, it is so powerful. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing how Temper does. I want to see if he set his car up right for Spa. Another lock up there on the hards. Last thing he's going to want to do is black spot his tyres. But I want to see what is Cosmic about to produce in terms of times. Because right now he's 3 seconds down on Misfit on fastest lap. See what the driver in last in the Williams is able to produce through sector 2. Is this an improved best lap time? coming through. And we are looking at, as though Stewart goes faster on 145, so I don't think so. So let's focus on the battle for first. And looking at the fast lap, just wowza. Stewart and Notorious in a league of their own right now. Temper, what is he going to set as he comes through the line? Sets a 147. I think he's going to struggle to hold the pace of Stewart. Stewart 1.9 seconds faster than that. Only two drivers in the league of their own. It is Notorious and Stewart. And Notorious, and now, well, last lap there were 7 thousandths between each other. Now they're lapping about 1.6 seconds faster than everyone else right now, besides Convicted Wolf. They're showing that the mediums are so much faster at this point, but there must be some drivers here who are needing to fuel save, and that's going to mean coasting. Stewart right now, in my personal opinion, needs to start coasting. He does not. He's got 20 seconds. He's got, sorry, 17 seconds on his championship rival. Now, there will be another pit stop for him, yes, but he needs to start coasting because the softs are going to be aggressive. I don't see the mediums lasting until the end. If they do, great time management, but that also involves coasting. And from what I've seen, he is flat in it. Like, he's already 2 seconds up on Big D. Big D not being the closer drivers. And coming through the line there, 1.4 seconds down on his previous lap, so maybe he is coasting a bit better. It all depends. He needs. It's about the long game. 10 race season. Can he keep it together without needing to pit again so that he beats Temper and takes the championship? That is what today is about. He doesn't need to win. He doesn't even need to come 7th. He can come 6th, or actually no, he can come 7th, sorry. If Temper stays in 8th. Temper struggling to gain on Amph. Let's see, I can't get. Now, Temper, fastest lap is faster than Amph, but it's going to take him a few laps to catch up. Now, but Stewart is faster. He doesn't need to push here. So, we'll see what happens over the coming laps, but this is turning into a very good race. And he is saving on ERS. He's up to 89%, whilst holding line with holding line with Notorious. I think it's about a second behind. Let's see, where does Notorious come through on sector T? He's going to be coming through in the 116s, 117s? 117, 182. 117, 3. So only a 10.5 down on Notorious, but he is harvesting. I think Notorious isn't. He's not harvesting, he's not lapping it, but Stewart is harvesting. He's on medium. So that in my eyes is harvesting. Obviously none is ultra harvesting, but medium is harvesting when you're going through a section at 190 mile an hour. So damn. This could be an interesting race. We've got 13 laps to go here at Spa. No. As right now, no. We've got a battle here for 5th between Misfit and Convicted Wolf. Convicted Wolf is going to need to hold off the Aston Martin driver. Misfit got the undercut on quite a few drivers, but now falling back. Will Misfit be able to keep with him? We've got a 3-second time penalty for Cosmic, which will not help his cause in last place. Misfit is going to have his DRS open. He has used most of his ERS, and Convicted Wolf's got plenty of ERS to defend with. But coming down to Kimmel Street, no chain. I think Convicted Wolf running a much lower downforce setting. How about Nick Kennedy also picking up the penalty? Started to come in, thinking faster drivers wanted to progress. I'm not sure about that penalty for Nick because it's just to make him to 10th. That's it. Yeah. Going through Radion and Eau Rouge. Oh wow, that is big. Notorious. A 3-second time penalty on lap 10 for the McLaren driver, he still has that gap to Stewart, but if he needs to pit, could this affect him in the long run? I think it could. So I want to now look at 146.3, 146.5, 146.7, 146.8, 146.8, 147.2, 147.6. I'm looking at the lap times for all the drives. I want to manage 148.3, 148.8, 147.8, and then Cosmic 148.7. Okay, but it really is holding in that the drivers are lapping consistently in terms of their position. The only one we couldn't figure out was Misfit, but he's sticking with Convicted Wolf, so I imagine it's very similar pace. But we are now halfway through this race, and that is, for me, for Notorious, I don't see these mediums lasting another 11 laps. You know, this is a long track. You're basically asking these medium tyres to do, well, from lap 6 to lap 22. It's a 7-kilometer circuit. So 7 times 16 is 112. 112 kilometers. I just feel like that's too much to ask of this medium tyre. So I think there's going to be a pit, maybe around about lap 15, 16, onto the softs, because that's probably when the switchover happens, to a point that the softs would be faster. But it'll take incredible tyre management to make these tyres last all the way through. So, it's still sticking with Notorious. And Notorious is on the mediums, Misfit on the hards. So, the Aston Martin driver utilising that, I don't need to overtake you because you may well need to pit again, but I can stick with you. And who knows, potentially claim this win. Like, this is not the hugest of gaps. He's only 11 seconds behind Notorious and only 8 seconds behind Stewart. Notorious with that 3-second penalty. Misfit is in, actually, I believe, a really good shape here, because I do not believe any of the drivers ahead of him. Sorry, Nick and Big D are also on, but this can still be a podium finish for Misfit, and I don't think the driver for the Aston Martin will be overly sad about a podium when he started in 8th. Like, if someone said to me I'm starting in 8th and I'm going to finish 3rd, I'd be like, cool. But he's sticking with a very fast driver. Big D also picking up a 3-second warning for track limits. So that now puts him within just a couple of seconds of Misfit's range. And a 147.1. What about Misfit? A 147.5. So Big D did gain time, but he did also pick up a 3-second penalty doing so. So let's see. We've got 9 laps here left at Spa-Francorchamps. Our champion-elect Stewart performing well. He is in 2nd. He is 21 seconds ahead of Temper. Not the best track for Temper, I'm guessing, but Stewart, champion-elect, I think so. He does need to start fuel saving, and he is. And from bad to worse for Temper, a 3-second time penalty. now looking at the barrel of 25 seconds behind Studi. So even if Studi does need to pit, he's coming out ahead of Temper with fresher tyres. I think it's going to take a monumental screw up from Studi to lose this championship. This is some good driving. I think the driver, all he now needs to focus on is conserving fuel. And with that, he can conserve his tyres. He's got 25 seconds before he needs to worry about defending his position. And there are... all the drivers about 7 8 that I'm seeing, but the thing is, Temper, his fastest lap, is slower than the lap Studi has just set on 8 lap mediums. I feel like this is a foregone conclusion. I hate to say it, I feel like this is a foregone conclusion already. All Studi now needs to do is bring it home and make sure he doesn't run out of fuel, because when you run out of fuel, checking the settings for the lobby. Low fuel mode being set on hard. Very, very easy to pick up that time. So I think Studi just needs to manage that and take it from there. Now, Convicted Wolf and Misfit with out of the RS range, but oh wow! So literally just tuning in there to the battle for what 10th, Rotti and Tin Man, and Rotti running wide out of La Source. Tin Man getting DRS and the position, and he's now up to 10th. So he is 2.7 seconds behind Nick, but let's have a look at the penalty situation. That's what I think I want to do. Every single driver that has a rank besides Cosmetic is on 3 seconds. Misfit, Convicted Wolf, Nick and Studi without penalties yet. Everyone else with 3 seconds besides Cosmetic. So I'll move to... Oh, we've still got this battle going on, but Convicted Wolf starting to pull out here, which is telling me he's pushing. He is pushing. Or Misfit had a bad lap, but got some decent battles going on here. I want to start looking at fuel settings. We've got Studi needing to fuel save. Studi and Amph, the only drivers needing to fuel save, but Studi in a more than favourable position here for the championship. So let's have a look. We've got the tourists pulling out a bigger gap over Studi. So I mean, can the two, are they managing the tyres enough so that they can actually get to the end of the race? I see Notorious is, both of them are barely using their ERS. Now, ERS obviously drains the back wheels because it's from the battery which is at the rear of the car. So if they're not really using their ERS, they're draining, their tyre wear is going to be reduced. Because when it's coming from the back, it puts pressure on the back of the car. So, Convicted Wolf now putting out more of a lead over Misfit. Now, Misfit being longer lasting tyres, you'd now expect at this point, Misfit, if it was equal ability, Misfit would be gaining on Convicted Wolf, not losing space to him. So, one must ponder what is going on here. Now, I think we're going to very soon have a battle for 7th, in Amph and Temper. Temper closing, both of them on hard tyres, having bit, I believe, the same lap. But Amph does need to fuel save, so we'll see what happens. So that's just responding a message to my best friend. So Temper still out of the RS range. Unfortunately, not too many battles right now to comment on, but Studi holding steady in second. I think obviously the big battle here is Temper Studi. Studi in second is champion elect. It's going to take a big, with 6 laps to go. Ooh, that a bit out wide through that turn, looked a bit slippy for Temper. Sorry for Studi. But with 6 laps to go, are these medium tyres gonna last the distance? It would be interesting to see Studi pit for the fastest lap, and potentially, because I believe he will come out in front. Well, he will come out. He's 23 seconds ahead of his closest rival. 6 laps to go. He only needs to hold him off. Right now, I believe pitting would bring him down to about a 144, 143. Probably a 143. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Where is this yellow flag? This is an Aston Martin or a Haas? I'm not 100% sure here, but I'm now going to tune in. Misfit, Amph, and Temper. I think that's Misfit. It's Misfit. Let's see what any damage to the car. Is the Aston Martin driver going to have to pay up? Let's watch. But he's definitely down. Yeah, he's about 7 seconds down. Has he lost an end plate? No, he has not. He has not. He has not. Thank you, JJ. I'm really glad you're loving the commentary. I always do my best. Unfortunately, not too much action tonight, but it's always great to, you know, crack on with it. But Temper and Studi at the battle. Studi is doing a great job here in second, so glad you're enjoying it. Thank you so much for the comment, and feel free to subscribe and watch my streams. I do about 3 comms a week, so yeah, please give me a subscription. No cost. But I am wondering, are the medium drivers going the distance? If they are, wow. I mean, they don't seem to be losing too much time, but the thing is, tyres can drop quickly. 5 laps on the softs. You know, like, I think Studi's time there was about 148. I think you'd be getting about 3 seconds a lap at this point on the softs. Why not go for it? Let's go crazy. Thank you, JJ. So I've got a friend who's just tuned in, guys, and I'm trying to get subscriptions to the league. So, yes, thank you. So I'm blushing now. That's kind of great. So let's watch the battle for 8th, 7th, even. We've got Amph. Temper has got past Amph. Okay, but he's still got a long way to catch up. Temper has definitely. Oh wow, he's going for it. Only a 10th down on his sector 1 time. His best. Excuse me. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But Studi in a very good position here to take the championship. Nushu is still 4.2 seconds ahead, even with a 3-second penalty. Penalties, yep, 3 seconds, yep, 3 seconds. So, Nick, however, oh, this could be a battle. It's not an on-track battle, but it is a battle. Only Nick being less than a 10th behind Big D for that final podium spot. Now, all the drivers in the bottom half of this race have got penalties, but Nick here is closing on Big D. Could Nick get a podium for the solo Mercedes? And this could actually be the battle to watch. I feel like it's all Amp coming back at temper, Amp getting that DRS slipstream, and Amp picking up another 3 second time. That was only a slight cut. It was borderline, but now temper has got that position kind of wrapped in the bag if he can hold it off. I'm stunned that these drivers on the mediums are able to do 16 laps. This is some really good tyre management by some truly incredible drivers here. I don't think I could make the mediums go 16 laps. So, but Studi has just basically guaranteed his second position. Was 7 tenths behind the tourist, and now 3.7 seconds behind the tourist. Nick, like I said, this is the best battle on track. We've got 2 battles going on. Nick for third because of the de facto no penalty. He's 2.7. He is closing on Big D. He is. He's got the pace. He's closing on Big D by about 2-3 tenths to that. But another battle being on track. Tempo against Amph. I don't think Amph should fight too hard, but Tempo has definitely got this sorted. Nick Kennedy as well behind Tin Man. We've got a yellow flag between Cosmic has spun and Rossi, so Cosmic down to last position with 9 seconds of penalties. The penalties are starting to stack up, but let's have a look at stop situation. I want to have a look at the stop situation. Have we had 1 stop for everyone? 2 stops for Rossi and Cosmic. That's why they are. Okay, so where are we? Nicky's closing on Big D. I'm sorry, I don't think Big D is going to get a podium here. I don't. Unless he starts pulling something out. He needs to get on that. He needs to get on that ERS and start utilising it. Otherwise, he's going to lose his podium spot. So coming around, we've only got 2 laps to go now. Studi champion elect. Had he not got that penalty, would he been fighting for the win here? I think so. With 2 laps to go, 3 tenths down, he gained 4 tenths on Notorious that lap. But I think it is going to be another win for the McLaren driver here at Spa-Francorchamps, the final race of the season. Cosmic having pitted again. Or has he retired? I think he's retired. He has retired in the pits, I'm going to presume. So, that looks like a retired car in my eyes because he was ghosting and too slow. So, where are we at? Nick. Amph is out! Amph is out! This won't bring out a safety car. It's too late. But, Amph is out. Tempo will have 7th. I want to see what happened here. He's lost it at the last turn and he's put it in the barrier. So Amph is out. Now Nick it's Nick's podium to lose now. In my eyes, it is Nick's podium. Any of the top drivers, top 3, get another penalty and they are done, because that literally puts everything into place. So let's see what happens here. But in my eyes, it's going to be Notorious first, Studi second, Big D 4th, Nick 3rd. That's how I'm seeing it right now. Because Nick is driving. I mean, his pace is where it was at when he pitted onto these tyres. Nick is showing incredible tyre management here. And that's done by all of the drivers. But the hards are definitely kicking in now. The top 3 are all on mediums. Or are they? No, Big D is also on hards, my apologies. But Nick is just managing these tyres amazingly. And we're going into the last lap. We're going to sit with Notorious. If Studi has closed in his insane gap as he goes wide out of turn 1. Studi out of turn 1 has lost at least a second now. But he's okay. Question is now, he doesn't need to hold together. He is our champion elect. And unless he retires this lap, he's got this. However, Notorious, we're going to sit on board with him. a fantastic race. Started pole without a big mess up, is going to finish first. Stewart, no change in the top 4, but Nick has come back. We had Temper and Misfit. Has Temper and Misfit, it looks like they're battling. So Temper did catch up to Misfit. Oh wow, okay. This could be a battle I want to watch, but as with all my streams, I always watch the race win across the finish line. That is just one of my things. You know, they've raced hard, they raced well, may not have gotten the coverage that they deserve, but watching someone just drive around, yeah, I know what that's like because I do that on my streams. So we're going to watch the tourist for the final few corners. He's coming out, he is draining his ERS and into the final chicane. Standard pinpoint and another win for the McLaren F1 racing team here at Spa-Francorchamps. Now, I will want to take part in congratulating Stewart, our Season 2 Sterling Division champion. Nick does take third, the final podium spot, with Big D just half second behind. Convicted Wolf has taken 5th, Temper 6th. So unlucky to the McLaren driver, but just not his track. Misfit does take 6th from Temper in the lieu of not having that penalty, and I can understand him not battling too hard. We've got the Williams driver of Nick holding off Tin Man. Man having a 6-second penalty anyway, but yes, Nick and Tin Man crossing the line together. We got Rotti, who will be our last driver to cross, and finishing off the Stewart tier of the Full Gas Racing League Season 2. A fantastic league that I'm so proud to be part of, commentating as well as racing in from next season. But that is a wrap, and congratulations to Stewart, our Season 2 champion of the world here at Spa-Francorchamps in the Stewart division. That is that. We will go through the final classifications in just a moment once we see our podium celebrations. Notorious taking first, Stewart taking second, and Nick in the Mercedes taking P3. What a fantastic celebration there from Notorious. Congratulations to all of our drivers on the podium tonight. A great race in mixed conditions. And congratulations once again to our champion, Stewart. Will he hold his title next season? Let's see. But tonight, the champagne is his and the championship belongs to Alpine. Congratulations to Stewart and to the Alpine team. So to run through the standings once again, Notorious taking the checkered flag, Stewart second, Nick in third, Big D in 4th, Convicted Wolf in 5th, Misfit in 6th, Temper in 7th, Nick Kennedy in 8th, Tin Man in 9th, Rotti in 10th, and finishing off our classified drivers is Cosmic. Amp did retire with just a few laps remaining, but some great racing, some great action. I have been honoured to bring it to you. My name is Pete W. Thank you so much for the watch, guys, and I hope you have a great evening. Take care, and we will see you next time. Thank you.